Hello YouTube, it is 5:22 a.m. Wednesday morning, and I just did something that I have never done here at Amazon before, and something I've heard that you can do, and I hear people talk about it on the Amazon FC subreddit quite a bit, and I've just never done it before, but I just decided I'd had enough and just bounced out a little early. Not a lot early, just a little early. 11 minutes early to be specific. And as soon as I get home, I'll just put 11 minutes of PTO on it. And I feel like it's probably the best 11 minutes of paid time off that I've ever used, because it feels really good to be the hell out of there after the night I've had tonight. And it feels really nice to be about 10 minutes ahead of the traffic. Because I left behind the guy that was parked to the left of me like an asshole. So a little disappointed that they didn't have to try to figure out how to get out of there, but get my defrost going. It's a little foggy. Did I say the date and time? I feel like I did, but I think I said the time and didn't say the date. It's Wednesday, February 1st, 2023, and it's 5:24 now. It was 5:19 when I clocked out. I think leadership noticed when I left, and by leadership I mean Kimberly and I don't know, there's this other PA that I really don't know, who has been just generally treating me like I don't exist. Who has a bad case of RBF. So I don't know her name. I've been told her name a couple of times. Just, I don't know. In my head, she's just big ass with RBF. That's yeah. Anyway, that's just nice. I might start doing this every day. $10 minutes of PTO is probably going to save me 20 minutes on the drive home, so I'm not stuck with any traffic coming out of the parking lot or any traffic coming up to the stoplight. And while I didn't look at the traffic on Google, I'm going to part of me just wants to assume that there's probably no traffic yet on I-10, but for all I know, there could be a multiple car pileup on I-10. So on that note, I'm gonna stop this real quick and look at my traffic, and I'll be right back. Oh yeah, it's gonna be smooth sailing on I-10 all the way to the 202, all the way home. I might start doing this every day. Now I kind of understand why so many of the North Side drivers just like to bounce a couple hours early. And the kicker is, after numerous times of that whole side just disappearing early and leaving the department in a bad way, while those of us who tend to work till the very end of the night and sometimes a little bit later are put out because of it, it seems like those people are all getting promotions. And those of us that were covering stuff, the leadership who got stuck dealing with it, she's just been bounced to another department. So just a sideways move. Just move the squeaky gear, and then it doesn't squeak anymore, kind of thing. Because she was calling the stuff out that was problematic. She was calling out all the drivers that were problematic, and other people that were problematic, and problematic either just for leaving without giving anybody any notice, and just suddenly leaving people shorthanded. Ooh, ELO on the radio, nice. Well, it's not very clear, but it's not clear at all. I love this song too. Rolling and riding and slipping and sliding, it's magic. And you and your sweet desire, it took me, oh, higher and higher, baby. It's a living thing. This is how I had to listen to late radio living in Wyoming, in the middle of nowhere. Half the time, this all the clearer the other stations came in. So, oddly enough, it's listenable to me. Half the time when I'm listening to radio like that, I just need something to keep the music that's in my head just focused. Fun thing about having schizoaffective disorder, the noise in my head and the noise in the real world, it's an interesting blend. And I can hear a radio broadcast like this, and as long as I can hear enough of what's there, my brain's filling it in. I'm hearing my new world record album in like full-on surround sound right now. I'm good.
So Mike Ross.
Oh, higher and higher, baby. It's a living thing. Not a terrible thing to lose. It's a given thing. Oh, I think I'm losing the signal completely. Terrible thing to lose. I'm taking a dive on the side. Ooh, I am hitting a little bit of traffic. The freeway was 100% green when I looked at the traffic view at the red light there at 75th Avenue and Roosevelt. But oh heck, I'm damn near 43rd Avenue now that it's getting heavy. Whatever. I take a little congestion between here and the stack.
Are you looking to get the carpet cleaned or the...
I think I've lost my ELO. Anyway, where was I? That felt good. It always feels good to hear a little ELO, and I can't wait to get a damn stereo in here so I can, or something in here so I can listen to my music instead of whatever crap is on the radio. Actually get a radio station that's playing something I want to hear, and it's such a weak signal. It's kind of getting drowned out by something else. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, it seems like the people that were like really working hard and busting ass in my department have been rewarded either by being ignored or being just moved out or being fired. I would say hands down my best friend in that department apparently got fired today. Or maybe yesterday. I don't know. And of course I'm hearing third-hand rumors, so I don't want to go into too much details about it. But it's apparently as a result of the incident that happened last week where two drivers who are notoriously lazy and spend easily 3/4 of their shift just leaning on their forklifts, chatting with each other, or reading books, or staring into space, and regularly break the safety rules as far as how they load their pallets into their trucks. Never get called out for it, ever. As I mentioned last week, they thought it would be fun. While I kind of screwed up, and I did. I screwed up Thursday night, and I think it was Thursday night. And I had suddenly getting really warm in here. And I had staged pallets. It was right at the end of the night, and I was just like in my head, I was going to load 4 pallets real quick and call it a night, and staged them right in front of the door. And I was scanning them in, and I looked over and realized that that door was and I felt stupid as fuck too, because I had just opened that door, and that just kind of goes to my short-term memory issues, and I just have to keep looking at stuff because I'll forget how it is. I'll forget what I was doing if I don't keep looking and see where I'm at. I used to have people give me shit sometimes because as I'd be working on pallets, I would stop and count how many pallets were in the pile, and of a pile I was working on. And I'm like, what are you doing? And so I'm counting the pallets to see how many more room there are. And they're like, well, you were working on that stack of pallets. I'm like, yeah, but I don't remember how many are in here. Like, that's 30 seconds ago. I don't remember how many pallets are in this pile. I have to count it again. Hey, at least I never had to count higher than 9 doing that. Well, I guess I should say 10. But generally speaking, I knew when I was on the 10th one. At that point in my head, it was registered as done. Not shit, I forget how many pallets are in the pile. Anyway, I forgot there were pallets in the truck, even though it was a truck that I opened myself. And went to stage stuff, and I did mention this a few vlogs ago. I don't remember which one, but it was like a week ago. And suddenly 2 drivers that are just constantly just really, really bad work ethic, and never in any shape, way, or form called out on it. One of them, who I mentioned, is female and very large. I know her name, and I'm not going to say her name, but I will say I want to call her Rosie, because every time I hear that AC/DC song, "Whole Lot of Rosie," in my head, because she's a whole lot of woman. Yeah. And she's really short, so it makes it look even worse, because like her height to width ratio is let's just say it's not proportionate to normal human proportions. Anyway, so she's they both go traipsing through my zone, and it was already a given because I'd made a mistake that I was going to be not finished in time to take my forklift to the charging area and plug it in and get out the door, or get to the time clocks before the end of the shift. So I was definitely looking at being there an extra like 8, 10, maybe even 12 minutes. And then they go rolling through my zone because they went for a joyride from the other end of the building, which is something that I've been told you're not supposed to do. And it's been mentioned, the other drivers have mentioned that, hey, this is happening. Leadership's doing nothing about it. They get in no trouble for it. They get in no trouble for just standing and doing nothing through 3/4 of the shift. Meanwhile, the guy that called them out for it got fired for saying mean things. That guy's work ethic was amazing. That guy did so much work. And that guy was by far the best one at doing pallet receive. Yeah. So Paul, who I was training yesterday, which I didn't really get to talk much about him, although I cut my last video off short because I saw him getting out of the vehicle directly in front of me, and I wanted to talk to him on the way in. Somehow he ended up getting put on pallet receive, and he commented to me as we were heading towards the time clock, because he was rolling out early as well, other than they went to the break room so they could extra 10 minutes of being on the clock, I guess, while not actually working. Yeah, I just really wanted to get the hell out of there and get on the road. I just want to be home. I just want to lie down in my bed. Not even going in tomorrow. Tomorrow the entire building is closed. I got a paid day off. Another one of those maintenance days where they work on doing some kind of building maintenance, system maintenance, conveyor belt maintenance, whatever. And everybody who has it as their regular scheduled shift gets paid. So that's kind of exciting. Now I don't think that counts as regular pay. So I would normally be hitting overtime hours on Thursday since I'm scheduled for Thursday and Friday, but I don't think I'll be hitting overtime on Thursday because these 10 hours that I do get paid for tomorrow night don't count as worked hours towards hitting 40, towards getting overtime. I'm fairly sure. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm fairly sure that's how it works. And some asshole trying to pass me on the right, and some guy getting behind him to also pass me on the right. I have no qualms with cutting that guy off because that is not a passing lane. I don't know what the deal is, but I heard it from a couple of people that my friend was fired over that, and meanwhile the other people didn't even, and they're still continuing to joyride their forklifts around the building and create a situation. They did it to me again, I think yesterday, where we're at the end of my shift and I was running a little late because I was trying to finish up a truck that I had put a lot of extra effort into. And at the end of the shift, John comes back and says, "Hey, so you know, there's Jesus and his sidekick did their little trick again, and there's nowhere to park over there." And I'm like, "Oh, that's freaking fabulous." So I ended up having to, as if I'm already running late, having to go a significantly farther distance to plug in my forklift on a charger before I can leave. Yeah, it's frustrating. They're not getting any trouble about it. I've mentioned it to multiple people in leadership, and just doing something about that takes effort. But apparently, the oversized woman who, for the most part, I'd say tonight, she was there damn near the entire shift and spent, I would say, 80% of the shift just standing on her forklift reading a book or chatting with her friend who, granted, does more work than her, but still mostly does nothing. And the frustrating thing is that the zone that I started in the last zone because I prefer to work in the last zone on the south side. Started there with the intention that, I saw there wasn't a whole lot of work to do on that side. And I figured, well, I should knock that off fairly quick, and then I'll just bounce to the next zone. Then she comes from the other side of the building, I think. Yeah, she comes from the other side of the building, where she's not supposed to be getting her forklift for. She's working out on the south side. She's supposed to get her from the south side charging area. Up to the other side of the building, plants her giant ass into the zone next to me, which was the next spot I was going to go in and work. Pulls the gates and just starts taking up space there. Now, there was work to be done there, but she didn't start doing the work. She just basically stood there and stopped me from getting in there to do the work that could have been done. There was more of that went on. She upset me a lot. And heaven forbid I say anything about it, or I'll be the next one fired for saying mean things, because obviously she knows how to play the whimper and whine at HR and get the mean person fired. And seems like fat chicks are good at doing that. Just saying. Yeah. So anyway, I left my zones in good shape. I finished all my paperwork and stuff. I didn't leave anybody in a bind. At best, I would have probably been able to load maybe 4 more pallets. At best. 4, maybe 6. And then I would have been probably without a place to park my pit because of this tomfoolery going of the 2 lazy drivers driving around the building on their pits and parking them in a different location where they got them from. So, yeah. Joke's on them. I bounced early. And most of the time, leadership nowhere to be seen. In fact, I don't think I saw Dustin all night whatsoever. I mean, he was spouting his useless fun history facts. I think no, I don't even think I saw him at stand-up. That was yesterday. I don't think I saw him at stand-up because I overslept. I overslept last night. I didn't sleep well yesterday. Just couldn't get to sleep. Got there early enough, couldn't get to sleep. By the way, I'm still working on unpacking my laundry from this weekend. In what felt like a several-hour-long anxiety attack at a goddamn laundromat. God, that was so miserable. Yeah, I've made a lot of progress though. I got the two suitcases that I used for doing laundry on the bus, and now that I'm thinking about it, one of those is completely full of light-colored, dirty clothes. So I do think I'm gonna bring those into the apartment though, and do a little. Ooh, look, broken sprinklers making it. Or is that no? Those are functioning sprinklers. Oh, they're broken sprinklers, but they're functioning sprinklers. I wonder if that's a guy that's. Yeah, that's somebody parked with a headlight out. My brain like went to Jello. I forgot what the hell I was talking about. Oh, my laundry. Yeah, I got quite a bit of it put away yesterday after work. But I didn't come out for the last suitcases. By then I was tired. But then when I lay down, I couldn't get to sleep. Go figure. I'm just glad to be home. It was a frustrating night, and it just seems like leadership is so focused on whatever they're doing, which doesn't seem to be much of anything. I mean, I understand they're running the flow in the department and whatnot, but really, y'all gonna be so oblivious to who's doing what work that you don't even notice you've got 2 drivers that are spending almost the entire shift just standing and doing nothing. At one point I was going to do that myself, and after about 2 minutes of standing in exactly the same pose she was in at the next zone over on my forklift, staring into space, looking over at her, and then, looking off, I'm like, I decided it was comfortable and boring, and I got off and started rolling up TDR straps. I just don't have it in me to do nothing for that long. Anyway, I'm home. Thanks for coming with me on the drive. I'm just ready to lay down in my bed. It's been a long, frustrating night.